Everybody, Joe Ciaccio here. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Okay, today, I said a lot of my calls based on agents call that are either not happy with their results, not happy with their production, just like not happy in general. A lot of them call and say, Joe, I'm making a lot of money. So I want to focus today on why you should keep track of the amount of leads you get compared to the production you have. A lead is only a responders sends it in who wants information. Sometimes they don't know about it, sometimes they didn't read it, sometimes they just saw fill out and they think they're going to get something for free. So when you're keeping track of your production, keeping track of the leads, you must factor in you're going to get at least one person for sure, if not two people, who say, I don't remember sending it in. You hit them in the head with a couple bats, they still don't remember. So always factor in one lead or two leads are going to be forget about it, or you don't get a hold of people. If you get 20 leads per week, an educated guess is 4, 5, or 6 of them are going to be married. When you visit with somebody and you have a client or a lead that is married, now you have an opportunity to make 2 sales. So let's talk about how you should calculate that. The people that send it in are responders. That does not mean they say on the bottom of the card, Joe, I want to buy something from you today, and I don't care what the price is. Just make sure you get it. My bank account, you can hit it on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. I've been dying to have it. You will get those. Those we call in sales a laydown. Now, part of the time, you're going to get people who are going to be hesitant to let you in the house. Some are not going to want to listen to a presentation. So this is why you need to be prepared. You need to wear different hats for every house you walk into to accommodate that person's needs, want, or desires, or they're just having a bad day and you got to kind of take a step backwards, analyze it, come back and say, this is how we're going to handle it. Most agents are now getting 20 leads a week. Some are getting 25. We have 2 agents who are getting 30 leads per week. Their philosophy is, the more leads I get, the more opportunity I have to make money. When you get 30 leads a week, you're not going to be able to stay within your county. You got to have a couple counties that you're willing to travel to. Sometimes it takes time, yet the only way to be in front of people is to buy leads. One agent said, Joe, all I want is 20 leads per week because I love asking for referrals. That's something we're going to talk about in a second. Joe, I like knocking on the houses around the lead. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about, if you get 20 leads per week, how to keep track. Jay's going to send a form out to everybody that's going to have kind of like a timesheet for you. What time you started, how many leads you got, how many doors you knocked on, how many total sits and presentations you made, and how many of those turned into sales. It's going to go a little bit deeper in there and ask you how many referrals you got from that client. Now, you could buy 200 leads a week, and it's going to cost you a lot of money, yet you're not going to be able to get to all those leads. 30 leads to me, I think is fine. Now, if you're the top agent that buys 40 leads a week, what you're going to do is you're going to buy those leads, you're going to start calling people up to make appointments. 4 or 5 years ago, people used to answer their phone. As time has gone on, you got more robo-dialers, you got more people just calling to say your warranty and your car's expired. Do you want to sell a house you got? They're calling you for anything. So what that has done, that's hurt our market when it comes to us calling to set an appointment, because people are not answering their phones. So agents now are seeing how they've got to actually go out and door knock. Now, if you work in a phone room and they're giving you 200-300 people to call a day that they just filter through you and the other folks there, that's something that is fine to do. Yet the only part about phone sales that I really don't like, there's no connection you have. Placement's a little tougher, persistency is a whole lot harder, and you're going to have more business fall off and have more chargebacks. Does that work with everybody? No. But that's what I've heard and what I've seen and what I've actually tried to do. Now, on this paper, it's going to keep you on track of how your day is going. It's going to let you know exactly how many leads you started with, how many doors you knocked on, all the way down the list. Let's say you just started in the business a month ago. You got your first batch of leads. You got 20 leads. That's all you have to work. If you've been in the business for a while and you've worked that zip code or zip code next to it, you're going to bring all the people that you did not get a hold of, put them back in the pile, and recycle them this week. So this week you may have 29 leads to run. 20 brand new ones, old recycled ones that people weren't home, they were unsure, they wanted you to get back with them. So now you got 29. So on the top of the list, you put 29 leads for the week. When you keep track of the doors you knock on, the people you sit with, it's going to give you your temperature gauge on what you need help on. When you call me and say, Joe, I've got issues, Joe, I got problems, I'm just not sure what's going on, I'm going to ask you these questions. How many leads you get? Go down the list. Bam, 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 bam. And if you cannot answer those, shame on you, because how do you expect me to help you? I spoke to an agent a while back who had bought leads from us, and his thought process was, I'm going to call only, I'm not going to door knock. I don't want to drive, I don't want to get in my car, I want to do everything by the house. Now, when we're on the phone speaking with a new agent, if an agent wants to do that, we cannot tell him, no, you cannot. Yet we're going to kind of discourage you from wanting to do that because people not answer their phone. Granted, certain areas around us, there's pockets where people still answer their phones. You get to the big cities, I'm not saying people do not answer their phones, yet they're not answering them as much as what they used to. You may be calling the number on the card, which could be the husband's card, phone number, yet the wife's at home. I'm a firm believer, the old-fashioned days is go, knock on the door, present yourself as a professional, have a bunch of leads, you're extremely busy, I'm here to give you the information you requested. Now, let's sit and say you get 20 leads. You go to those 20 leads, and we know already a couple not going to be home. Let's say you get 14 people that answer. Out of those 14 people, our goal is to set, not an appointment, is to have a sit, not a set. You actually want to make a sit in the house. You want to get in that to make a presentation because you know you've got 20 more leads coming in. You've got 25 more leads coming in. So what happens is that when you're at a door with somebody, you want to do whatever you can to get inside that door to make a presentation, to make a sale, towards one less lead you've got to worry about. You knock on 20 doors, 14 people answer. Let's say you get into 12 houses. You make 12 presentations. Out of those 12 people, let's say 2 of them are married. Just 2 of those people are married. That's 14 possible people you have that week to actually make a sale. You got to do the math, okay? You do the math if you're a 15, 20, 25, 30% closer. The agents who've been doing it for a while and the agents who practice, they're the ones who have more closes. The more people you see, the more action you have, the more opportunity you have to make money. Now, this agent called me and said, Joe, I've gotten a bunch of leads and I'm making no sales. I said, okay. I said, have you downloaded the rate calculator to get quotes and prices on your phone? Haven't had time to do that. I said, okay. It takes 2 minutes. I said, have you printed out the agent sales manual to either have it at your fingertips or do you have it to where you have it on your iPad or your laptop to where you can go there and refer to it? No, I haven't done it. Joe, I'm just used to calling people up, making appointments, and going seeing them. Okay. He got 39 leads, made no sales. So I said, well, in my mind, I'm saying, why are you not door knocking? Because I just cannot perceive the thought of 39 leads, and let's say those leads cost $30. That's $900 worth of leads that he's got sitting in his hand, and the agent chose, I just want to call, make appointments. That's the way I do it. I don't like to door knock. So I put my hands through the phone and I started choking him. And right when he was about to take his last breath, I took my hands off and asked him, I said, tell me what you're doing. He was on the phone doing nice stuff. Yet when they gave him a rebuttal and they didn't want it, they couldn't afford it, he said, okay, and hung up. Now, phone sales are good. Door knocking is better. It takes longer. You're going to spend more gas. And I get to a point to where I don't care what gas costs. I don't care what a sandwich costs me on the road. All I know is that that's part of doing business. I look at it is that the leads are a write-off, the gas is a write-off, your meals are not. Any expenses you have related to what you do is a write-off. So I'm saying to myself, if I can write something off and get back 25% of my money on a write-off, I'm still not making money, but yet I'm not losing 100%. Now, this is what I've come to realize. An agent calls and says, Joe, I need help. Are you doing this? Yes, I am. Are you practicing? Well, not as much as what I should. Are you actually doing your presentation with the client and going step by step on a little outline you have? No, I've got my own styles on doing that there. Are you recording yourself? Well, no, I just haven't thought about doing that. So everything I'm telling you now, what this agent did not do, I'm recommending you guys to do it because it's going to make you a better salesperson in general. Now, let's think about this here. You call me and you complain you're not making no money. Joe, the leads cost too much. Joe, I don't have time to do this here. Joe, gas costs too much. Joe, all these excuses I hear, and you're complaining you're making no money. Say you wake up next week. God forbid, you go to the doctor, you're not feeling well. Doctor says, you know, Joe, you got a serious kidney problem. You're dehydrated. Your kidneys aren't functioning properly. You're not getting all that waste out of your system there. You need to do something immediately. If not, you run a chance of having some type of renal disease. Man, all of a sudden, you're going, I need to fix this here. I don't want to die. You start drinking water, you start exercising, you change your diet. You're doing all of these things to get better because you want to live. Yet, you complain to me you're not making no money. So why don't we sit and think, what if I quit complaining? God forbid anybody's got any illness. Think about it. I don't want to use a correlation, kidney die, life insurance die. Yet it's the truth. If you do not do the proper things, proper diet, drink enough water, exercise, life insurance, study, practice, learn, go over it, and learn. You're in the same situation. You're dying. You're dying in a different sense of the word. You're spending money. You're not making sales. You're calling me and you're complaining about all the things that are going wrong. Yet when I ask you, are you doing this, and this? You tell me, oh yeah, Joe, I do it that way there. Or no, Joe, I don't do it that way. I've got my own styles of doing things. I've always learned the way to get better is to learn from somebody who is better than you. If you want to get better, you got to have a coach. Professional ball players, all have coaches. The Augusta golf tournament that ended yesterday, Every one of those young men that played in that golf tournament, every single one of them who makes millions of dollars, if they're real good, makes a lot of money, all have a coach. And they got to pay for that coach their money. They all got a caddy, carry their bags. That costs money. Okay? They're there 2 or 3 days before to learn that course to where they can score better to make more money. So think about that for you. What about if you get your leads and a couple days before you start throwing in some older leads? You go through the list of stuff on this little worksheet Jay's going to send you that you're going to see 20 leads. I got 14 people answer, only one person let me in. We need to talk about your front door approach. 20 leads, 14, you get into 10 houses and you make one sale. We got to talk about what are you speaking about when you're in the house. It's unbelievable the amount of agents I have spoke to, and they say, Joe, I know exactly how to do it. Joe, I've been doing this for a while. This is something I really love doing. I said, okay. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month go by. They've gotten 20 leads a week, 20, they make 4 sales or 5 sales. And I look and I said, you're spending all this money, but you're not turning that money into production, which will pay your bills. Well, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to start doing that. Today is April 11th. First month of the second quarter. I'm going to tell you what you have to do. There's no more asking. There's no more suggesting. Let me kind of this. I'm going to tell you directly. Have you ever had somebody say, I'm going to put the cards on the table? Can I be blunt to you? I'm going to tell you what you got to do. You need to get up and you need to go to work. Quit sitting at home complaining about all the issues you have. Get out and absorb that sunshine. Go knock on doors and keep track of everything we're speaking about on the sheet Jay's sending you. That is going to give you more power to where you see what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you need help on. Because if you do not get up, knock on doors, make phone calls, go to work, ask for referrals, talk to the people that live right around that house, you will not be successful. I said it. I had to say it. You are going to suck at sales. You're going to suck. And what kills me is that you got all the tools, you've got all the leads, you've got every single thing you need, yet one agent said, Joe, I ran out of company cards, so I can't work this week. I'm on the phone and said, you've got to be kidding me. You're not working because you don't have a company card to give to somebody? No, Joe, I like to give out 2 or 3 cards every time I'm there. Well, my hand went through the phone again. I choked him, and right before he could take his last breath, I said, what about if you say, I'm out of cards? Let me write down my name and number for you. He didn't say, I've never heard of that before, but what happens is that those cards were kind of like his bulletproof vest. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to work. And 99% of the time when an agent does not want to go to work, it's because he doesn't feel comfortable and confident on what he's doing. All he wants to do is complain about all the bad leads, how the people don't answer their door, how the people don't buy, instead of him saying, I want to get better. I want to live. I want to do whatever it takes to be successful. You've heard this before. Successful people do what unsuccessful people don't want to do. And it's the truth. Learn from somebody that's better than you. Go to training videos. Go to all the ones I have. Go to YouTube and listen to other people talk. I'm not the master of everything. There's other people out there that got a different twist. Listen to what they say. My thought is, put all the things you learn into a blender, spin it around, start practicing that there, and what's going to happen, a combination of all different people you've listened to and you've worked with and you've ridden with, put them together, it will make you better. It doesn't make you great. The only way to become great is to do it every single day. Practice every single day. Go to bed thinking about filing expenses. Wake up, honey. Think about it. The ball's in your court, guys. I will give you every single tool you need to make money. The ball is now in your hands. You got to make the decision. Am I going to go to work or am I going to sit and complain? I hope it's option one. Option two, we all go through that. I'm not going to tell we don't have a bad day or bad. We all go through that there. Successful people work their stuff out of it. I'm not going to allow myself to be this way here. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing that there. Think about if you were to go out and ask for referrals. Think about if you were to go out and knock on the houses, the 3 across the street and the 2 next door to the house you're at, 5 people. 5 people per lead times 20 leads is 100 people door knocks you can make. Think about if you got 20 leads and those 20 leads only give you 10 referrals, just 10. You're not going to see them all. Some not going to give you none, some going to give you a couple. That's 100 plus, that's 110 more possible sales you can make by just trying. So I'm telling you, ask for referrals, knock on the houses next door. Oh, Joe, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Joe, you're knocking me off my feet. I just don't like doing that. Told you this before, guys. I don't like doing it either. I never woke up one day and say, I cannot wait to knock on the house next door. I never woke up in the beginning and says, oh, I'm dying to ask for a referral. I depend on my leads. When the gentleman that trained me how to do this job told me in poetic language, this is what you're going to do, I copped an attitude. Who the hell you think you're talking? I'm Joe Ciaccio. When I sat, lowered that guard, got rid of that hard-headedness, and I said to myself, he's making money. I'm not. He's getting the same amount of leads I'm getting, working a little bit longer, but making 3 times more money than me. So I had an epiphany. And I said, Joe, get your head out of your butt and listen and follow this guy who is great at what he does. I'm going to leave you with this, guys. Keep track of the leads you get. Keep track of the doors you knock on, the sits you make. And it's going to let you know exactly what you need help on. So when you call me or you call your manager, they're going to be able to help you better instead of just doing a ring around the rosy with you. Hit them hard. We appreciate you. Call us if you need anything. Be safe out there. Bye-bye, guys.